Hello and welcome to the first video in my two-part series, how to generate lines of best fit using Excel. So in this video I show you how to get averages for your trial data, how to get the uncertainty in these averages and use that uncertainty to graph your error bars, and how to get a line of best fit. So to start with, I already have my trial data in Excel. Each column is listed trial 1, trial 2, trial 3. I have a column for my average trial data. The force is already labeled. Oops, and I should not already have this calculated. And then I'll have one for the uncertainty in the trial data. So first I want to get these averages. So I choose a space that's free and I click the equal sign and I spell out average, open a parentheses, and then I can drag my cursor across my first row of data, close the parentheses off, click enter, and it has calculated the average for me. Now if I grab the bottom right hand corner of this entry and I scroll all the way down, you'll see that Excel auto-populates the averages for each of these rows accordingly. I want to get also the uncertainty in my trial data. This uncertainty I will use to generate my error bars. So this uncertainty is 1/2 of the largest range of my trial data. So I click equals, and if I look, I can see the biggest range for my trial data occurs here in my second row of data, and it's the same value for my fifth row of data, so it doesn't really matter. I'll choose these two values right here. So open equals, open parentheses, this minus this value, close my parentheses, divided by 2, and there is my uncertainty. I'm going to insert a graph now, insert, scatter plot, okay, and I definitely want to add axis titles, and I want to add a legend, and we're going to edit this data because it accidentally just put this information in. So I will right click on the graph and I go to select data. I'll remove this because I don't need that, and we will go to add. I'll call this series name Hooke's Law, or I could even call it Spring Force. I'll call it displacement versus force. My X series data is force. In this case, I hit equals and I drag down my force values. And then my Y values are my average displacement values. And so I drag those and put those in. Okay. Now I have my graph. I need to title my axes, so I'll come down here. This is force. And I include my units, newtons, and this is displacement. I guess this is average displacement. And this is in meters, and I'm going to add a trend line, so I select this and then I click this black arrow, more options, and up here where it says format trend line, I will click trend line options and I scroll all the way down to display equation on the chart. And here you can see this is the equation for my graph, for my line. And using this equation, I can do 1 over the slope to get my constant. Now I'm going to have 3 graphs on here, so I want to differentiate this equation from the others. This line is blue, so what I would like to do is format this label. So label options, I go to this color, and I can choose a color. I'm going to change it to blue. So the outline for this equation is now blue, and I know that this is my line of best fit. One more thing we're going to do in this video is show you how to get error bars. So I click here. I'm going to add error bars. Very nice. Now, we have no horizontal uncertainty. There's no uncertainty in the force. We assume the manufacturer was 100% correct. So by selecting one of the horizontal error bars and clicking delete, I get rid of those error bars. Now I select the vertical error bars and I go to format on the right hand side and I choose these vertical bars and I scroll all the way down to error amount and we go to custom and I click specify value, okay, and the value for my positive error bar is equal to this uncertainty I calculated in my trial data, and the negative error value is also equal to this. And there we go. You can see that even though I put my error bars in, they are too small to show. So in my lab report, I will note what this uncertainty is in the trial data, but I will write the fact that error bars are too small to display on this graph. Okay, that's all I show you in this video. Check out the next video where I show you how to calculate your max slope and your min slope and put those on the graph. Thanks.